Welcome back to Nittany Game Week. Once the bowl opponent is announced, the coaching staff can go to work on breaking them down. Until then, a bit of self-scouting is in order, and I really like this idea for this week's report. Coach Paterno and Coach Bradley are going to show us some of the under-the-radar plays that ultimately lead to another double-digit win season.
Yeah, this is a matter of what is and what might have been. And, you know, I'm one of those fans that looks at what is. There are fans that say what might have been. So let's talk about what is. And let's look at what is right now. And what is a 10-win season, a big win over the Big Ten West champ in Iowa, possible New Year's Six bowl game, which we'll find out this weekend, top 10 overall ranking, and in the new playoff format, they would qualify next year. Now, let's see what could have been. What might have been a win over Michigan would have given them the three-way tiebreaker. They'd be in the Big Ten title game. We'd be talking about that as college football playoff, and they avoid the upset loss to Indiana, which gives them 10 wins. So let's start with Indiana. Okay, because that was the one game other than Ohio State, Michigan that was in doubt. Here you have a third down and 8 late in the game. Indiana brings pressure, but they play zone behind it, two safety zone blitz behind it, Tom, and that creates reads for the quarterbacks, and that's where he gets in trouble here.
Yeah, he really does. As you can see, the one thing you're watching, it's a dead giveaway with the coverage, because you can see by how they lined up here.
And the pressure is on. He holds on the ball a little too long and uncharacteristically just throws it up for grabs, and that caused the problem. Now, let's talk about how the defense responded right after that. Okay, now it's 3rd and 8 for Indiana. They've got 4 big guys down here. Indiana ends up running into a 5-man pressure, and that's not what you want to do if you're Indiana. But a big stop for Penn State.
Yeah, great stop for Penn State. I mean, they needed one and they got it. This was a big, I'm surprised they ran the ball.
Yeah, they held them with 3 points, which then set up a chance for Drew Aller to win the game late in the game. Now, you get into that now. Again, another 5-man pressure from Indiana. But, Tom, show us, there's nothing to read here.
No, all you got to do is look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. It's a dead giveaway what they're playing. There's no disguise.
Right, and this is the matchup you want. A wide receiver on a safety, because if safety could cover, they would play corners.
And it's an inside receiver, which gives him a lot of room to do a lot of different things.
Yeah, a lot of room to throw that fade outside, and that's a big, big play. So with that being done, now let's go to Michigan. Now, this is the game that separates them from the playoff. Now, using analytics against them, Michigan goes to 3 wide receivers with number 7 at running back, not Corum. That's a key for pass. So Penn State's got a bunch of guys standing up here, smaller pass rush guys. And what does Michigan say? Let's see if they can handle the run. And here they go, 3rd and 10. They run the quarterback. J.J. McCarthy gets outside. Those small guys up front that are worried about getting field, they get blocked.
Plus, you have the extra runner in the quarterback, which creates a true 11-on-11 now.
No doubt about it. And he gets that big first down. Now, let's talk about everybody talks about the 4th and 6 in that game. The 3rd and 6 is the play that matters here. Here you see they 5-man pressure. Penn State keeps the tight end in the block. Now he's sitting here. Now let's go to the next screenshot, and you'll see where the yellow line is. This ball right now should be out of Drew Aller's hands, right behind that linebacker's head, and now the receiver's going to catch it, but he ends up throwing it to where the orange is, and now the backside safety becomes a factor. If he throws this on time, he's got a big play, first down, and Penn State's on their way down to tie in this game up, or based on the way they like to go for 2, taking the lead. Here's again, look at the shot from the end zone. You'll see that ball should be right there in the middle of the field. He throws it across the hash, and now that becomes...
As soon as he made the break, the ball had to go.
No question. You got to anticipate those things. Now, speaking of college football playoffs, we've got our own playoffs coming up. This weekend, we start the voting for the Pride Pick playoffs. We have 4 divisions, selfies, throwback photos, kids photos, and group photos. And go to NittanyGameWeek.com and vote. Vote early, vote often. You can vote more than once. And the lucky winner will go to the finals. There'll be 5 that go to the finals. And then somebody will get a cruise on Happy Valley Cruise to the Bahamas, happyvalleycruise.com. Now, this weekend, before we go, Penn Staters, if you have a rooting interest, you want to root for the favorites to win. That means Michigan, Texas, and you want Florida State to win, because if 2 of those 3 lose, 2 people could jump Penn State because they get the automatic bid to the nearest 6 bowl games. And a guy that will be on the cruise who never misses, Todd Sadowski.
All right, as is Tom Bradley. Can't wait for that. Thank you, coaches. 10 wins and a top 10 ranking is going to be good enough to qualify for the expanded 12-team playoff format. That starts in 2024. The Nittany Lions' recent history suggests they will be frequent participants in the fun.
Depending on the college football playoff rankings, I think we'd be in again. And I think we're playing kind of our best football now. So it's good to be kind of trending at the right time. But that's for next year. This year we played good enough to win 10 games and hopefully get into a New Year's Six bowl game and play well in it.
It is fun to speculate. Going to be a reality next fall. Remember, the top 4 seeds will get a bye. The next 4 host first-round games. So if you finish anywhere between 9 and 12, going to be a daunting task to go on the road 4 consecutive times to win the national championship. We have a very special guest for this week's Impact interview. It's Sue Paterno. We'll discuss how she continues to lend her time and energy to the Pennsylvania Special Olympics and what you need to know about the Happy Valley Cruise. Sue is the captain on that adventure every year. Plus, maybe we'll get an embarrassing story about Jay growing up. That would be a nice bonus. More Nittany Game Week is coming up after the break.